Dun, 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 dun. Okay, hello. Hello. Hope everybody, I think the microphone's close enough. Hey everyone. Normally I do these kind of things. How's that camera looking? Normally I do these things kind of live, but I'm going to try to start posting on a more regular basis, which means scheduling things, which means recording stuff and then posting it later. So, I'm Old Man Yells at Cloud for Blue Powder Monkey's Patreon. Welcome. I am today I work on various projects. So if you want to see everything that we're up to, there we go. If you want to see everything that we're up to, check out our Patreon, Blue Powder Monkeys. Otherwise, if you're just into the terraforming map thing, just watch this and have fun with it. If you are here for the Terraforming Mars part of it more than anything else, then you probably already know what Terraforming Mars is. But for those of you that don't, it's a board game. It's a board game with a very fervent fan base. Fan base makes a lot of fan cards and custom maps and stuff like that. So that's basically what I'm doing, is I'm building a custom map that is kind of inspired by sort of a retro green thing. So what's going on here? Got a bunch of layers here. I have this set up on a document because I might do more versions of it. So I'm basically working a lot of the elements are on what's called a master page, meaning it's like a template, and then you can add stuff on top of it. The last thing I was trying to figure out is the scoring boxes. So you keep track of the normal score of the game around here. I have to decide whether I want to extend this over, which I probably will, and number it out. The original version of it only goes to 100. But there are parameters that you need to keep track of on the board, one of which is the number of oceans, one of which is the number, the oxygen content amount, and then temperature. I don't like either one of these. I like these graphics individually. I don't like their placement and kind of how they're set up right now. So I might take a turn, go a different direction here. So the actual map, oops. The original map looks like this. So you can get kind of a sense. I could post it up in the corner. I think I've done that maybe in a previous video. That might be easiest here. Let me find it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty small. I wonder if I can drop this into OBS. Oh, yes, and it's gigantic. Probably a little too big. Put it right in there. What am I listening to, you ask? Because it's always something. I'm listening to the soundtrack of Dark Knight Rises, which is not my favorite of the Nolan Batman movies. It's probably not anybody's favorite. I think parts of it are better than people give it credit for. Parts of it are awkward and weird. But that has the quality of the movie has nothing to do with the quality of the soundtrack. And the soundtrack is, I think, awesome. I think it's pretty awesome. So that's what I'm listening to. Plus, it's about an hour and 8 minutes. I'm going to try to keep these things to about an hour from now on. I don't care if you see that room. I just like it aesthetically from the framing from here. So anyway, that's the idea of that. So I need to figure out the way to do... Let's see. Oh, interesting. My mouse pointer isn't showing up on my OBS thing. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Oh, and then it disappears because the gotcha. All right, there are some milestones and awards that I've been kind of figuring out how I was going to do, and those might be next. I do like having them along the bottom as they are in this map. I could also just extend these numbers out, but I feel like that's something that you guys don't need to watch. So the issue with this, there are so many hexagons on this map that OBS, if I turn snapping on, really struggles. So I guess for now I'll leave snapping off. I don't know if I need this whole bottom for all of this though. Did that just not do anything? That's funny. Did it just not draw? Yeah, I don't think it drew. Alright, weird. Okay. And now it does draw. Huh. I wonder if it's just like overwhelming OBS. That's funny. Or overwhelming, all those little hexes are overwhelming Affinity. Either that or I'm just hitting some random fucking thing I don't know about. It's almost always what it actually is. Right. Here's where I do my little measuring trick. Yeah, it's not going to work at all. Just fucking clogs it. Like I could have sworn I put a decimal there, you dummies. So that's fine. Let's just go ½ inch. So yeah. I don't know what it's lining up with on that other side over there. So let's turn off Mars hexes. Let's turn off Mars. Let's turn off the lock on the border. There we go. How about this smarter, I guess. Go about this a little smarter. I need this whispering microphone like right up in my grill, huh? Blocking my face. How's that? How's that? Boom, boom, boom. All right, now you get the breath. I don't know why I didn't do this before, man. I've been doing this forever. A few months anyway. So now we got to turn this off. Dunk, 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 dunk. Oh shit. That's not right. Turned at 90 degrees. I asked that because one side of it took off. That's just me being dumb. Yeah. I think I always confuse the awards and milestones terminology-wise. I've recently kind of come around on it and realized that, like, it is the best way that they could do it. One is a thing that everyone eventually, in theory, could achieve or gets pretty close to. And the other is not a lot of times, you know, you may not even qualify for any of the awards necessarily. Like, look there, you may not have any science tags or any heat at all at the end of the game. But the other one, for the most part, you're going to have more than likely. I mean, you're going to have a terraforming rating. You're going to have cards in your hand. More than likely going to have a city or greenery. But anyway. So I think they named them what they should have named them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually. There, I'm able to retain the stroke. It's a normal color, and then the inside is a different opacity, which is cool. I like that. Is that me hitting the microphone with my glasses? Oh, no. All right. Let's try some text blocks and see how it goes. Oh, that is horrible. Look at that. I mean, I just literally changed your whole... Oh, I gotta highlight you. All right. I get it. Now, the problem with these are the words are radically longer. Some longer than others. Can't really make them different sizes. And I am super clumsy today. Yeah, I'm almost filled up already. It's going to have to be smaller type for sure. I'm going to balance them out with shapes here in a second, so don't fret the word spacing right now. I will say, I don't think it's important to know whether or not it is an award or a milestone. So I'm not sure if I'll have that terminology or not. I tend to like things cleaner than a lot of so-called graphic designers. I think these graphics, the original graphics, are pretty appropriate for a board game. They have kind of an 80s, early 90s retro, oh, excuse me, with the airbrushed glow of the planet and all the rest of that. It's not a look I'm super excited about, but I think it is, again, appropriate for a board game. And a lot of people really like it. So there's room for all kinds of different looks. Dun, 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 dun. You know, I should be doing this with symbols, speaking of which. Because when I change one symbol, I will change them all. So let's experiment with this. Oh, actually, can I just drag again? Oh, no. Click. Create. Lower box isn't super descriptive, is it? What is this rectangle? Okay. Six, 8, 10. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's do this first. Why didn't it change all of them, I wonder? My thing not work? Thought I knew how symbols work, but now I don't. We have to drag them all out. Ah. I think I'm going to crash it. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. It's very dramatic with the Batman music playing. Bum, 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 bum. It's gonna crash. Oh, can you guys see the hourglass? The crashy hourglass? Yeah, there we go. There we go. This may be a shorter session than I anticipated. This is where we get to find out how good their autosave is. All right, let's find out how much their autosave is. If anybody from Affinity is out there, I was trying to use the Pathfinder tool on the on a symbol and a non-symbol. All right, well, let's see if I can recover a file. Files, info. It's always nice when the thing that is on the thing like I can't even find the first step in the process of what they tell you to do. Ah. Nice. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Save this stuff down here. So does this mean just shape? Oh, now it's doing it. What the fuck? All right. Well, that's what I wanted. That was the equivalent of the direct select tool. I forget what it's called. Node tool, maybe in this. Okay. Bonk. 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 And distribute. Is that? Let's match them all up. And then now comes the tricky bit. Well, not that tricky. Now that I know to use the node. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. They pop out a little bit. I like that. Maybe about halfway. That's probably about halfway. So here's the thing. What am I using? What am I using these boxes for? Is this just the area? So I want the word to fit inside. Terraformer is the problem, obviously. Hearing a lot of music in here that sounds a little bit like Westworld, which makes me believe. Oh, there we go. The guy that did the music for Westworld, which is a pretty famous HBO dude, might have worked for Hans Zimmer at a certain point. Which would be a pretty easy thing to track down. There might be some of you out there like, of course you did, you fucking dummy. But I'll look it up later. All right, that's 22. That's what I was trying to get at here. So let's do this. Okay, now we don't care whether or not these go over lines or whatever. We can deal with that in a second. That looks fine to me. All right, so boom, 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 boom. Come on, buddy. There we go. Look, there's way too much other stuff here. Let's get rid of all these numbers. There. Okay. Okay. We had a little sound glitch in the background there, so that's the tiny edit. All right, so now where's my damn... There it is. Now I gotta figure out the little symbols for these, which I could use the exact same ones that they use, but what's the fun in that? We do need spaces to indicate we've used some of this stuff. All right, let's turn everything on. As these documents get more and more complicated. Okay. There we go. How was I duplicating that? That was dope. Oh, wasn't duplicating anything. Oh, the banner. Okay. I was duplicating stuff in a crazy way. Change the size of this though, then I changed the type size of it. The type size, and that's not cool. All right, so instead, it's basically an outline mode, which takes away the graphic colors, as you can see. Makes things can make things a little easier to work with. It's different than it's both different and the same as Illustrator. Illustrator's thing was Control Y, and people would be like, they'd hit it on accident and freak out or whatever. Their stuff is, I think, mode. Is it mode? I think it is. Yeah. So you kind of go mode, and then you can choose one of these modes, pixel mode, vector mode, blah, blah, blah. But it's wireframe outline. But then the Control Y is last used, either X-ray or outline. So it's a little broader. I just did it once on outline, and then now my Control K works the same as it did in Illustrator. which is what I wanted. Come on, buddy. There you go. Okay. So now I can grab these three things again. Come on. Ah, damn it. Probably better off going back to color mode and just having all that other stuff turned off. Yeah, it works close enough. Oh, we got into a little pixel level there. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, it's actually visually a little weird. Like these are the same distances based on the outlines of the objects, but because this is the outline of this runs through the center and this one runs through the inner one, and these distances appear, and this one must run. Does it run through the center too? Oh, it does, yeah. So I think that means that this needs to run through the center, which is neither here nor there as far as I'm concerned. There we go. And then the thickness of these is what's changing this, but that's fine. Actually, visually wise, that's closer. Which one is this outline? It's not going to change much. So let's do this. This is so, yeah, this is interesting, even though they are measured by their outline distance. Must be near the end of this Zimmer soundtrack because we're getting into the weird alt stuff. Alt take things and whatnot. Here we go. Okay, so if I was to do that, that's distinctive enough. Oh, I think I like that actually. I do like that. The Martian science nerds will get a little weird because a lot of them are. It's like the, what I'm trying to say here. It's like the chess players and the guys that are like super dialed in. Spectrum-y wise or whatever, which is all good. They're like, oh. Somebody out there is like, no, the asymmetry. All right, that's good enough. Okay, now what the fuck did I do that for? Exactly. Because now we can, oh. I was trying to line up, so you can see right above the milestones, or right beside the milestones to the left, there are those three little yellow boxes, which is how much it costs to get the milestone, and an indication of whether or not you've used the opportunity to get a milestone. And I could use these, right? And like, donk, donk, donk. And I think that would be cool. But everything is pointing towards sliding everything down. So let's do this instead. Do I have a blue, but I don't have an actual hexagon. That's interesting. There he is. Hey, buddy. You need to come all the way up. Nice. I like that. And normally I might think that there's a little more of a demarcation that needs to happen between these two categories, but this map is not a map that a beginning player would be using unless their friends were really mean to them. I must change the name of that. And I'm like, I don't have to do that. I can just rewrite it. Is it a little jammed? Ah, shoot. Is there any way? Oh well. I was wondering if there was a... I could do this, I guess. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's much better control. All right. That is where things stand currently. The victory condition stuff is going to be interesting. Oh, excuse me. Victory condition stuff and the cost of the special or standard projects, which I'm debating leaving on there or not leaving on there. It is good reference. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I may have to do a major reconfigure again like I've already done once. So, all right. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of our other projects, check out our Blue Powder Monkeys Patreon. And once again, you should have seen IA do not put ads in the videos. So if you saw ads, that was all YouTube's doing. So, yay, YouTube. Anyway. All right. Thanks, everybody.